Hello students, this is Kanupriya, PGT Geography, and here I am once again with my next video on chapter 8 of book 1 Fundamentals of Physical Geography, which is Composition and Structure of Atmosphere. This is my second video on this particular chapter. In the previous video, we had discussed about the various components of atmosphere, in which we had discussed about the various gases which are present in the atmosphere. We had studied about atmosphere, that atmosphere is a mixture of gases which envelops the earth from all the sides, that is all around. After that, we had discussed about the various gases, that is carbon dioxide, oxygen, ozone, and how they are important for the survival of living organisms on planet Earth. After that, we had discussed about water vapors, how the concentration of water vapors varies from place to place. It occupies about 4% of the volume of the atmosphere near the tropical areas, and it becomes about 1% in the polar areas. After that, we had studied about the dust particles. That is, dust particles are also one of the important component of the atmosphere. Dust particles plays a very important role for the stability and instability of air. Moreover, these act as the hygroscopic nuclei around which the water vapor condenses, or it is very helpful for the formation of clouds. In this video, we'll discuss about now the structure of the atmosphere. So let's start with this. Structure of the atmosphere. The atmosphere consists of different layers with varying density and temperature. Density is highest near the surface of the earth and decreases with increasing altitude. The column of atmosphere is divided into 5 layers depending upon the temperature condition. They are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. So basically our atmosphere is consisted of 5 different layers which have different density and temperature. As we all know, density is maximum near the surface of the earth, and as the altitude increases, there is decrease in temperature as well as density. So we have 5 different layers like troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. So we'll discuss them one by one in detail. The first layer of the atmosphere is troposphere. Troposphere is the lowermost layer of the atmosphere. Its average height is 13 kilometers and it extends roughly to a height of 8 kilometers near the poles and 18 kilometers at the equator. The thickness of the troposphere is greatest at the equator because heat is transported to greater heights by strong convectional currents. This layer contains dust particles and water vapors also. All the changes in terms of climate and weather takes place in this layer. The temperature in this layer decreases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius for every 165 meters of height. This is the most important layer for all the biological activities. The zone which separates the troposphere from stratosphere is called as mesopause. The air temperature at the mesopause is about minus 100 degrees Celsius. And it is about minus 45 degrees Celsius over the poles. The temperature here is nearly constant and hence it is called the tropopause. So troposphere is a very important layer of the atmosphere where all the biological activities occurs, where all the climatic and weather changes occurs. And in this layer, temperature decreases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius with every 165 meters of height. Just after troposphere, we have a second layer called as stratosphere. And the zone which separates troposphere from stratosphere is called as tropopause. And at the tropopause, the temperature is nearly constant and it becomes about 100 degrees Celsius, minus 100 degrees Celsius at the equator and minus 45 degrees Celsius over the poles. And the height of troposphere also varies over the equator and poles. It is about 18 kilometers at the equator and it is about 8 kilometers at the poles. And it is possible because of the differential heating. At the equator we have high temperature and because of which there are convectional currents and because of which heat is transported to greater heights. So it has greater height in equator and less at poles. The second layer of the atmosphere is stratosphere. The stratosphere is found just above the tropopause and it extends up to a height of 50 kilometers. Stratosphere also plays a very important role for all the living organism. It is because of the fact that in this layer we have a life-giving layer called as ozone layer. And this ozone layer is very important because it absorbs the harmful UV rays, that is ultraviolet radiations, and shields life on the earth from intense form of energy. So stratosphere is found up to the height of 50 kilometers and it has a greater importance because of the presence of ozone layer which protects the living organisms from harmful and intense ultraviolet radiations. So this is the second layer of the atmosphere just after troposphere. The third layer of the atmosphere is mesosphere. The mesosphere lies just above the stratopause which extends up to a height of 80 kilometers. In this layer, once again temperature decreases with increase in altitude and reaches up to minus 100 degrees Celsius at the height of 80 kilometers. The upper limit of the mesosphere is known as mesopause. So basically it is the third layer of the atmosphere which extends up to the height of 80 kilometers and in this layer temperature decreases with increasing altitude and it becomes about minus 100 degrees Celsius at the height of 80 kilometers. The zone which separates mesosphere from thermosphere is called as mesopause, or the upper limit of mesosphere is known as mesopause. So this is the third layer of the atmosphere. The next layer of the atmosphere is thermosphere, and under thermosphere we have ionosphere. The ionosphere is located between 80 kilometers and 400 kilometers just above the mesopause. Ionosphere contains electrically charged particles known as ions and hence it is known as ionosphere. Radio waves which are transmitted from the earth are reflected back to the earth by this layer. Temperature in ionosphere starts increasing with increasing height. The upper layer of the atmosphere above the thermosphere is known as exosphere. So basically in thermosphere temperature increases with increasing height. In thermosphere we have another layer called as ionosphere and this layer extends from 80 kilometers to 400 kilometers just above the mesopause. It contains electrically charged particles which are called as ions and that's why this layer is called as ionosphere. The radio waves which are transmitted from the earth are reflected back to the earth's surface by this layer, that is ionosphere. After thermosphere, the uppermost layer of the atmosphere is called as exosphere. Exosphere is the last layer, is the uppermost layer of the atmosphere. So this is thermosphere and under thermosphere we have ionosphere. Now comes the last layer of the atmosphere, which is exosphere. It is the uppermost layer of the atmosphere. This is the highest layer, but very little is known about it. Whatever contents are there, these are extremely rarefied in this layer, and it gradually merges with the outer space. Although all the layers of the atmosphere must be exercising influence on us, geographers are mainly concerned with the first two layers of the atmosphere, that is troposphere and stratosphere. So basically exosphere is the higher or the highest layer of the atmosphere. Scientists and geographers know about this layer not very much. They are not aware about this layer as it merges with the outer space. As we all know, we have different layers. We have 5 different layers of the atmosphere, but geographers and scientists are mostly concerned with the 2 layers of the atmosphere which have greater influence on the living organisms. So these are the different layers of the atmosphere, which includes troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. And lastly, a small topic is given in your book, that is weather and climate, which we'll discuss in another chapter. Weather, as you all know, is the short duration or short term changes in terms of temperature, precipitation, etc. But climate includes the long term changes. Weather is meant for shorter duration of time and climate is meant for longer duration of time. Weather is meant for 1 day or 2 day or 3 days, but climate is for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, etc. So this topic, weather and climate, you will discuss in another chapter later. So this is all for today, and this is the end of the chapter, that is composition and structure of atmosphere. If you have any doubt, please come up with your doubts. Thank you so much.